Hello everyone, welcome back to Blox Clips US. What happens when revenge becomes more powerful than fear? What happens when one person decides they have nothing left to lose? And what happens when every choice leads directly toward chaos? Well, that's exactly the question at the heart of The Furious 2026. And honestly, this movie surprised me. I expected a typical action thriller, but what I got was a surprisingly emotional story mixed with explosive action, intense suspense, and some genuinely memorable moments. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my complete spoiler-free review, discuss the story, action scenes, performances, positives, negatives, and answer the big question, is The Furious worth watching? Let's get started. Story overview. Without revealing major spoilers, The Furious follows a protagonist who finds themselves caught in a dangerous situation where survival, loyalty, and revenge collide. What begins as a personal conflict quickly grows into something much larger. The movie explores themes such as revenge, justice, family loyalty, survival, redemption, and personal sacrifice. What I appreciated most is that the film doesn't simply rely on action. There is actually an emotional story underneath all the chaos. The main character has clear motivations, and that emotional foundation helps make the action scenes feel more meaningful. Throughout the movie, viewers are constantly asking, how far would you go to protect the people you care about? And honestly, that's what keeps the story engaging. Action and suspense. Let's talk about the action, because that's probably why most people will watch this movie. And thankfully, The Furious delivers. The action sequences are intense, fast-paced, and visually exciting. Car chases, hand-to-hand combat, explosive confrontations, high-stakes escapes. The movie rarely slows down for long. But what impressed me most is that the action doesn't feel random. Most major action scenes help move the story forward. That makes the movie feel more focused and engaging. The suspense is also handled well. Several sequences had me genuinely wondering how the characters would escape dangerous situations. Performances. The performances are stronger than I expected. The lead actor carries the film with confidence. You can feel the anger, you can feel the determination, and you can understand why the character makes difficult decisions. The supporting cast also contributes to the emotional side of the story. Some characters become allies, some become obstacles, and some exist in the gray area between hero and villain. That moral complexity helps make the movie more interesting than a typical action thriller. Cinematography and visuals. Visually, The Furious looks fantastic. The movie uses vibrant city environments, nighttime action scenes, dramatic lighting, and cinematic camera work. The action choreography is easy to follow. That's important because many modern action movies rely on shaky cameras and confusing editing. Fortunately, The Furious allows viewers to actually enjoy the action. The soundtrack also deserves praise. The music perfectly complements both the emotional scenes and the larger action sequences. What I loved. The biggest positive is the pacing. The movie keeps moving and rarely feels slow. The second positive is the action. Most of the major set pieces are exciting and memorable. The third positive is the emotional core. The story gives viewers a reason to care about what happens. And finally, the production quality feels premium. Everything from the cinematography to the sound design feels polished. Now, let's talk about a few negatives. The biggest criticism is that some story elements feel familiar. If you've watched a lot of action thrillers, you may predict certain plot developments. Another issue is that some supporting characters could have been explored in more detail. A few interesting characters don't receive enough screen time. However, these issues never seriously damage the overall experience. Family watch or not? Can you watch The Furious with your family? In my opinion, older teenagers and adults should be fine. However, because the movie contains intense action, suspense, and emotional themes, families with younger children may want to check the official age rating first. For action fans, though, this is definitely a movie worth considering. Final verdict. Overall, I think The Furious 2026 is a highly entertaining action thriller. It combines strong action sequences, emotional storytelling, solid performances, and impressive visuals into a fun cinematic experience. It's not trying to reinvent the genre. Instead, it focuses on delivering excitement, suspense, and entertainment. And honestly, it succeeds. My final rating, 8.5 out of 10. If you enjoy action thrillers filled with revenge, suspense, emotional stakes, and explosive set pieces, then The Furious deserves a spot on your watch list. So that's my review of The Furious 2026. Have you watched the movie yet? And what was your favorite action scene? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Blox Clips US for more movie reviews, Netflix updates, action film breakdowns, and entertainment content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.